In 1984, Sharon's daughter received a collection of value tale books, stories of real historical heroes whose lives showed the power of values. Today, Sharon is passing them on to her grandson and to us. In this series, she revisits 28 essential values through the lens of these timeless stories, and through her own journey as a business owner. Because the values that shape great lives are the same values that determine success or failure in business. This is the Values series.
The biggest difference between failure and success isn't luck or money. It's belief. Hi, I am Sharon Tinberg, and this is the Values series. I'm going to begin with the value of believing in yourself, because this is the foundation for every business owner's success. In the Values Tales, this story is told through the life of Louis Pasteur, a man whose discoveries in science changed the world because he never stopped believing in himself. Even when others boohooed him, made fun of him, said it would never work, he never gave up. Some of you might be asking, who in the world is Louis Pasteur? Well, he is the man who originated pasteurization. He saved the beer and wine industry in France. So, of course, he's my hero and my mentor. Is there any better discovery? But he also developed the vaccines of anthrax and rabies, which is important to me because I'm a farmer's daughter. So I started with the value of believing in yourself because for me, it's not just a nice saying. It's the one thing that's pulled me back from the edge again and again. And recently, it's almost slipped away from me again. In the end, the only one you can really believe in is yourself. About 3 weeks ago, a new client, Josh Brown, bought my training kit. He's a really nice guy and pretty successful. He did $450,000 in his first year of business. In all honesty, after my wedding in April, I had mentally decided I was done. I was ready to close Clean Smart Academy. I shared it with several friends. I had no desire to fight for something that wasn't working anymore. Yes, I felt like a failure. But I was oddly at peace with myself. Life is short, and I didn't want to spend the rest of my life battling something that just wasn't working. I wanted to spend every day of my life with my husband, my new husband. But my last-ditch effort came because of someone who is very dear to me, my dear friend, my client, and the man who walked me down the aisle to my new husband, Jeff Marquis. Jeff suggested I try a subscription plan. At first, I couldn't believe I was even considering it. A little history here. I visited this idea when my career started 17, 18 years ago, when I created the core DVDs and they just weren't selling, or certainly weren't selling as fast as I wanted them to sell. We came up with the idea of creating a subscription plan. Over the 12 years, I did sell 2,400 DVDs, but the subscription plan, it flopped completely. We pulled it down after 2 years because it was simply too expensive to keep up. So when Jeff suggested going down that road again, I'm like, oh my God, nightmare, here we go again. But I took his advice. I didn't really want to walk away from the $205,000 I've invested in Clean Smart Academy without giving it one last try. And then along came Josh. Well, I was demoing the product for him because he couldn't get on because the website was broken. And I laugh about that now because it's fixed now and I have plans in place to keep it fixed. I am not going to let the developers get the best of me. But Josh stopped me cold in my feet when he asked me the question, with your background and experience, why is it that some people, or why do you think some people are successful and some people are failures at business? And without hesitation, I responded, it's easy. They quit. They give up. And right then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was about to do. Not because the product wasn't valuable, not because it couldn't work, I'd proved it could, but because I had stopped believing in myself. Yes, I tried to sell the business. Yes, nobody would buy it. But that was because of the developmental issues with the website, not the product itself. And here's the difference. Probably because it's mine, I'm willing now to go through the pain and suffering to make it work. Because I believe in it. I will find a way to make it work. I already have, which I will share with you in future values videos. But this training kit won an innovation award. Others believe in it. And I believe in this training kit. I believe this training kit is going to change lives all over the world. Now, I'm no Louis Pasteur, don't get me wrong. But it will make a difference to some lives, it already has. And I believe in my ability to get that message across to future clients. But most importantly, I believe in myself again. So, if you're listening to this and thinking about quitting something that you once cared about a lot, and I hear that a lot, then remember, it might not be your talent, your product, or your idea that's the problem. It might just be that you've stopped believing in yourself. And that's something you can change today. See you tomorrow when I talk about determination, pushing through even when quitting looked easier. See you then, and until then, happy training.